What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Motivation Monday. I'll go ahead, I'm gonna bring it in real quick. I gotta start out again. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics. We are going live right now we are taking center stage on the Own It platform, and I've got a wonderful young lady I'm gonna bring in right now, Lisa Peranzo. Come on in, girl. This is a returning guest. What's going on, champ? What's going
Happy
on?
Monday! This is the best way to start my day. I was like, I had a workout. Now I get to see my friend. This is amazing.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited to see you, Lisa. Thank you so much for coming again to see us here at Phoenix Fitness Fanatics. Lisa is a fitness instructor, Pilates instructor, and now I just found out she's doing kettlebell instructing as well. She is out of the San Diego area here in California. Welcome, welcome, Lisa. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Thank you so much for having me back on. You know what? I was telling Abigail, it's so nice when you meet people and you just like connect with them. I'm like, I know I have my people. You know what I mean? Especially in the fitness industry, because this fitness industry can be a very special place.
And it can, and it can be a rough place sometimes. There's a lot of there's a lot of fight out there sometimes. A lot of attitude and things like that. So especially when you meet women in this industry, it can be a little cattiness. So when you meet someone that you really just vibe with, you gotta keep that relationship growing and really, really help to make some magic out there in the world. So thank you once again. I appreciate you coming in. So let's get on into it. So why don't you tell them just a little bit about the business, because there's probably a lot of people out there that didn't get a chance to meet you the first time. So tell them a little bit about your business.
I don't even remember when we did the first time. That's okay. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called A Healthful Life, which is a company of my own invention. I say every time, and it is designed to help. I say the busy mom, but really it's the busy adult make working out a regular and consistent part of their routine. So I have a 90-day coaching program that tailors workouts and scheduling and nutrition and everything to what that person needs for their life, and also gives them the tools and the skills that they need to make changes and make adjustments after they're done working with me. It's pretty fun. I like
it. Well, look, you gotta love what you do, right?
Right.
So in these times, I mean, there's a lot of people that have taken off from working out. They've really kind of just lost that oomph, that motivation. So how do you, get back into workouts after just taking that time off?
You know what I tell people a lot? The easiest way to start working out or to like come back from a hiatus or whatever is to start with something that you like. Like what inherently appeals to you? Like if I were to tell you, hey, Tiffany, let's go for a run. And you're like, I am allergic to running. That is not going to be something that will work for you, because the goal is to build a habit, right? Like you and I have talked about this many times on calls like this, and private and whatever. The goal is to build consistency and habit. Consistency and habit gets you results. But if consistency and habit is coming from something you don't like, you're going to find an excuse to not do it.
That's right.
Our minds are so powerful, girl. Our minds are so powerful. If there's a way that your brain can talk you out of it, you're going to get talked out.
It's going to do it. Definitely. You gotta love what you do. You gotta make it fun. If it's not fun, if it feels like work, you're like, no. But when it's fun, I mean, I really just love working out. I mean, that's just my passion, right? So when I jump out of bed, that's what I want to do. I mean, sometimes I even like take a shower and then I get dressed in my workout clothes. So all I got to do is jump out of bed and put my shoes on.
You know what? I actually appreciate that you do that, because I mean, let's be honest, we're all living in like the athleisure wear, whatever you call it anyways. But I like that you do that. And I've told clients to do that as well, because I feel like it cuts back on that transition time. Yeah. Oh, I have to get into my workout clothes. You're already in your workout clothes. Like you're already there. You might as well just go and move.
That's
I'm
right.
at the same spot that you are. I look forward to my workouts because I look forward to not necessarily the work, but the feeling that the work gives me after the fact.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like feeling strong. I like feeling capable. I like reminding myself that I have like all these abilities and can push myself to that limit and, not necessarily fail, or maybe I do fail. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about that one lately. So, using it as a launching pad to move forward. But what I will say as a caveat to starting with something that you like is you don't have to stay with that.
Right.
Use as something that you like to build a habit and then move into other things that you're curious about that maybe challenge you, that maybe you don't like, to show yourself that you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely right. You got to just try,
Yeah.
I hated running. I mean, I was allergic to running. Okay. And because in high school, I was a shot put and discus thrower,
Ooh,
shot put and discus thrower. We're not trying to run.
mm,
Okay. And as I, started my journey, someone said, you know what, just get out there and just run, just try it. And I ended up trying it. I went, did a 5K. I think we spoke about that, and
yeah.
I got that runner's high and felt that I was
Mhm.
like, oh, now I know what they're talking about. Now
Yeah.
I think I like this, and that's what people gotta do. They just gotta just try it, see
Yeah.
if you're gonna like it. You may say, no, it's not for me. I don't like swimming because I can't swim. So
Fair. I love swimming, but I also can't run, so I have to find my cardio in other ways. And
right,
swimming
yeah,
is one of those ways. Everybody has their thing.
that's right. So now, how do you when you do like your workouts and things? How do you track the progression in your workouts?
Ooh, so I've been on my clients about this lately about having benchmark workouts. So you and I were talking about your new program before we got onto this call, and I was thinking like, man, this is a great thing for her people to have as well. We're all busy.
Yeah,
Life is so like we get onto this and we're like, how are you? How are you? Like, we're good, but it's chaotic over here. Yeah, same. And that's the same for everyone, right? But if
right.
you're going to be taking time out of your day to give to yourself and you want it to give you whatever's, maybe you're trying to release weight, maybe you're trying to gain strength, maybe it's a combination of both. Maybe you just want to feel sexy again.
Yeah, yeah,
Also fair. All those reasons are valid. You need to be intentional with what you do, which
right.
means tracking what you do, which means having a journal, having a piece of paper, having it in the notes section on your phone, because I know your phone's with you when you work out, even though I don't necessarily agree with that. It's fine. And writing down, this is what I'm doing when I'm working out.
Yeah,
And what I have my clients do is do that and also have a benchmark workout.
yeah,
So there's usually, it depends on the client, but there are usually two benchmark workouts I have them go to, one for strength gains and one for like endurance and stamina,
yeah,
more hit oriented gains.
yeah.
And I have them do it at least once a quarter and write down how it went,
Hmm.
everything. And if I'm training with the person in person, I'm keeping track of all those things so that they can just get into the bulk of the work and not think about it.
Right.
Obviously, if you're at home, you're going to have to think about it and be keeping track of these things.
Yeah.
But what it will show you over time is that progression of strength, is
Hmm.
that transformation, and is that change. Before this, you and I were talking about how the 30-day program you're on right now is designed for releasing weight.
Hmm.
First of all, I love that you say releasing and not losing. We've had that conversation
Yeah.
because I didn't lose it.
You can find stuff you lose.
I
I
know.
lost
I
it
don't want
yesterday and I found them.
to.
I don't want to find the weight that I lost. No, I'll keep that 100
Yeah.
pounds on. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm done with it. But what usually the number on the scale is the last thing to change. You
Yeah.
and I both know that very, very well.
Hmm.
And what can be really frustrating for people is, especially when you start working in modalities like how you and I train, you could see a total stagnation of the number on the scale or even an increase
Right.
because you're putting on muscle before that fat is coming off.
That's right.
And it can be really discouraging. I'm sure that you see this.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure you've been there because I know I've been there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, when you hit that plateau, but I think what I did was as I kept, as I was going through my journey, I would just buy clothes that I wanted to fit in.
Right.
So, I was, at one point in my journey, I was a size 8 and I was wearing size 12 clothes. Okay. And it was horrible. I mean, people just letting me just walk around with clothes hanging all off me and stuff. And finally, I just one day looked at myself and was like,
You're like, what am I
what are
doing?
you doing? Like, you're not even get just throw these clothes and take them out of here.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I'm in a size 8. So I started buying those size 8s. And then I said, I want to get down to size 6. I did the Lisa Nichols Fit, Fine, and Fab challenge some years back, and I wanted to fit into a size 4. And I fit into that size 4 going to the, what was it, our opening or whatever, when we got to meet and everything in San Diego. And it was so awesome because I'm like, see, I bought it and I fit in it. But when I was at size 4, I was 168 pounds. It's all muscle and it was all nice and tight. So, you cannot get discouraged on that and also, ladies, don't be scared of weights. Okay. Weights are not going to make you bulky. I lift weights all the time. Lisa lifts weights all the time. Okay. We're not bulky. All right. It's not going to bulk you up. It really, if you have a good trainer, that can direct you right, you're not going to bulk up. They're going to give you the right instruction to be that
gosh. And there is something to be said about the confidence you get from being able to pick something heavy up off the ground. I am just saying.
Okay. I love it.
When I was recovering from my injury, so for the audience I haven't met yet, I went into ROTC out of high school and I ended up shattering, fracturing, and dislocating my right foot on a training exercise. Hence why I can't run, like legitimately can't. But when I was past the point of like crisis and trauma from that injury and I could start finding my strength again, I went into picking up heavy things. Olympic lifting, CrossFit at that time was just starting in the San Diego area. There was one gym and I joined it because I needed to show to myself that I could still do it. And that, I mean, you want to see like the definition on the muscle, pick heavy things up off the ground. I'm not kidding. Like you want the lines and the abs, you got to be moving weight. That doesn't mean that you need to deadlift like 460 pounds.
Right.
But you do need to be doing resistance training for sure. Yeah. Back to the benchmark workouts though. So what I encourage my clients to do if they've hit that point of like plateau or stagnation or whatever is look for more than just the biggest endpoint in gain. Are you finding more depth on your squat? Can you do more push-ups from your toes and from your knees? For like the endurance, for the benchmark workout for my clients for endurance and stamina, I put them through an AMRAP. And it's a longer series AMRAP. It's awful. I will not lie. It is not a cute experience. First 2 rounds are cool. Anything after that, you're like, I don't like this. It's fine. But can you go longer without taking breaks? Those little things ultimately end up compounding into the big change that you're looking for.
That's right. Yeah.
Because that number on the scale, that's going to be the last to change if it changes in the way that you want it to. Because it might not.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. So what do you eat after you work out?
So for a long time, I was doing intermittent fasting. And I actually started working with this doctor who focuses on female hormones, female health, and fitness. She's phenomenal. And what she talked about, and I found this to be really interesting, and I like to plug this in because it made such a change for me. What she found out is because we as women experience so many fluctuations in our hormones that we need to address our nutrition differently. And intuitively makes sense, right? Post-workout, as opposed to a man. And a lot of the research out there, the science is focused on a man's body and the hormones of a man and not a woman. So I started upon her suggestion. Within 10 minutes of the workout ending, I'm having a protein shake, but I'm having a protein shake that has branched chain amino acids in it.
Okay.
The purpose being, you're going to help, especially because I do a lot of HIIT training, you're going to help to facilitate, it's called EPOC, the excessive post oxygen consumption, right? So you want your heart rate and your oxygen level to come back to a baseline. But to do that, your body is going to burn calories and build muscle. So if you can have that nutrition paired with that process, the 10-minute HIIT workout that you did will last a lot longer.
Yeah.
And then within an hour after that, I'm usually eating a meal, something well-rounded. Don't be afraid of carbs, ladies. Look at what a carb actually is and the source of a carb, because Lay's chips are a carb, but so is an apple.
That's right. You just got to do the research, people, right? Because when you do hear the carb, what do you think? Rice, potato, you don't think about the veggies and fruits that are actual carbs.
That you're going to have in like an unlimited source.
Right.
Yeah. So my husband and I actually started doing this, like, we're not the biggest meal preppers in the world. Like, I don't have the individual like Tupperware in my fridge, but what I will do every week is like take a sheet pan of veggies and just roast the veggies, whatever is in season, whatever is quite frankly the cheapest right now.
Yeah.
And that's post-workout with some eggs. I don't have to roast the veggies again. I can heat them up or like maybe toss them in the air fryer or whatever, and then put the eggs with it. I don't have to think about what I'm eating. It's already done. It's good to go. And I know it's a good source of nutrition. And I know it's going to help continue that process of me building muscle and burning calories.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God. I love those roasted veggies. I do that probably almost daily with the veggies. Oh yeah. And then the egg whites.
You don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it at all. And now that everything, there's like the package of just broccoli and cauliflower, and it's already like washed and chopped, and you're good to go. Yeah, there's like.
I mean, you can make it so easy, people. You really can.
Yes.
So let's see here. If I still want to enjoy my life, will I be able to have those little indulgences? Those indulgences out there, right? I mean, people always ask that, right? So when you're working out, when you're having to embrace this healthy lifestyle, right? Everyone thinks, oh my God, I can't have chocolate. I can't have, anything, right? So how do you handle that? How do you handle those little indulgences, and what do you tell your clients, on that?
You're going to be on the same page, because this is like the potential deep dive into like your relationship with food.
Right.
I tell my clients, if there is not a medical necessity to cut a food out, do not cut it out. Change your relationship with it.
That's right. Yes.
Learn how to be satisfied off of 2 cookies and not the whole sleeve of Oreos. And a lot of that really is, a girl, you know this just as much as I do. It's that really introspective look as to why you're going to that food in the first place, and why you're overindulging in the food in the first place. Yeah. My personal philosophy is like, if you cut it out, if you get access to it again, you're probably going to binge it.
Mm-hmm. You are.
Right?
Absolutely right. You are. Because you deprive yourself.
Right? You and I probably both have foods where we're like, we just know we need to stay away.
Yeah.
Like it's not a good thing. It's going to go down a slippery slope, and it's going to go fast. And that's fine.
That's me and ice cream, I mean, and what I've done now though, if I want some ice cream, I'll go and buy the little itty bitty, like Ben and Jerry's little cup. It's only like a quarter cup, that little dollar one. And if I eat the whole thing, I'm like, okay, I ate the whole thing. No problem, because it was that big.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll just try to just eat half of it just to get the taste. Like, that's all I need. But then the dairy messes up my stomach, and I'm like, oh, see, why'd I eat that in the first place? But if I would have had a gallon here,
You would have ate
I
the
would
whole thing.
probably ate half the gallon, and then
Mhm.
my stomach would have been even more upset, and it would have just been an issue. So
For sure. And then the next day your workout's all messed up and you're like super frustrated with yourself. Mhm.
everything.
You know what? I had a client do this and it worked really well. So I'll give you this suggestion too, because she had the ice cream thing too. Those Halo little popsicle thingies.
Oh,
She
okay.
was doing those because I'm fairly sure that those are dairy free.
Yeah, they actually have they have protein in them, more protein in them too.
Really?
It's a different. I think it's a plant-based protein in those halos.
Okay.
Hmm.
So for her, she can have one or two. That was like her cutoff.
Yeah,
And it would satisfy that craving for ice cream.
yeah,
But that plant-based protein too, then it's not gonna mess up your stomach.
that's right. Yeah.
So you should try it and
Yeah,
see.
you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it because I've read them before, but I haven't dove into the Halo yet.
I know, I haven't tried it either. I need to. Ice cream is not my go-to. For me, it's like the chips and,
The
that
salt.
yeah,
Yeah.
the salt. So I have to just stay away from it or have
Mhm.
like a severe cutoff with myself. But that's the thing is I know now when I'm craving it, I can think about, well, what's going on
Right.
that is causing this craving.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it could
What's
be
emotionally going on, right? Because it's
right,
always emotionally charged behind it. Always.
right, right. Or am I dehydrated? Is
Yeah.
something else going on? Like, did I not eat enough with my dinner? But most of the time, you're right. It's stress.
Yeah. And we
Stress.
stay stressed. I mean, people everywhere
Mhm.
around the world, I think, stay stressed, I tell you. But here in America, we stay even more stressed,
Yes.
and it's always that ramped up, so we are always, making some of the wrong decisions if we're not being, conscious and aware. I mean, for us, we've made it that lifestyle, but it's a hard journey,
Mhm.
but like you said, don't deprive yourself. Don't, if someone has not medically told you that you cannot have it, then yeah, have it, but pay attention to the portion sizes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
try not to go out and eat because they don't know portion sizes anymore. When you order, a large, you're getting a super size. And then when you order a super size, you're getting this gargantuan thing that can feed like, 20 people.
Mhm.
So,
I
so I
will
really recommend just try to stay in, try to do it at home instead of
I
being
love
out.
that. But I think that goes back to, like, the intentionality behind it, and maybe that's where people get thrown.
Yeah.
Like, you can't I don't wanna curse on your show. You can't, like, half
Fine. You're
half-ass
fine.
this.
You're fine.
Like, if you do that, then you're not gonna get the results that you want. You know what I mean? So, you have to plan your workouts out. You have to have those benchmark workouts, those touch points to show you your progression, but you also have to be intentional with your food. Because
Yeah.
I think what you and I learned is the food as a fuel makes the workout better, which makes the result better. So I'm going to keep doing that because
Right.
I like how I feel doing that as opposed to having the fat. Although I will say it is a rule with my clients, they are not allowed to eat fast food.
That's good.
That's a no.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you got to stay away from it. You really do. I mean, and hey, if it's your thing, it's your thing, people. But I feel like, you know what? It's poisoning your body, So really be intentional at home with what you're putting in your
Mhm.
body. Don't eat the fast food. Or if you're going to go to a restaurant instead of a fast food restaurant, go to an actual sit down restaurant where that they have better choices. They have the fresh vegetables. They have, the meats that you can have, the leaner meats, the fish, things like that you know, they don't use all the processed things. So, go to a restaurant. And really, when you go to that restaurant, you're really treating yourself anyway. Treat yourself to something that you deserve. You don't
I
why
love that.
why you don't deserve going through the drive-through, grabbing the food. I mean, come on. Come
And
on.
then
You
your
just
car smells for like days after.
right, exactly. Right.
And you're like, even just going and running into your grocery store.
Yeah.
Because they have so many pre-made meal options that are fresh.
Yeah, they
You
do.
know?
There's so many more now. You're right. And I think they're trying to make it easier for us, but you just
Yeah.
got to be intentional about it.
Yeah. And that does mean like planning the meals out to a certain degree, making sure that you have those things on hand. And now I also feel like there's even less of an excuse because there's those like HelloFresh type programs
Yeah.
that send you the food. And
Right.
those are amazing.
Those are awesome. You know, they send you the food,
Really
they send
awesome.
you the instructions, and you are good. I mean,
And they have like the freezer ones too. I am blanking on the name of the company, but there's so many companies where you can get them and just have them in the freezer.
yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
actually, I did one like that, and I can't think of the name of it right now either, but we did it for about a couple of months, and it was really, really awesome. I mean, they're a
right?
little pricey, you know, and I love meal prepping, so this is kind of my thing. You know, Sunday afternoon, I get, you know, just get to meal prep, and I grab a little glass of wine, and I just kind of hang out, you know, and I
That's
just
what I do too.
right,
We texted you on a Sunday afternoon, like, what are you prepping for the week?
we can get on FaceTime and do it together.
But that is a really easy way to go. It
Yeah,
truly is. There's so many options that I don't feel like there's necessarily an excuse right now. There has to be some thought behind it more than anything else. But that doesn't mean that you can't have like that dinner out with your family or, you know, that time out with your girlfriends. You need to have that too, because healthy living is more than just eating well and working out. It has to be the whole life approach.
that's right. You got to do that self-care as well, and
Mhm.
that's the number one. I think that self-care is the whole umbrella here, right? Because the fitness piece is that's self-care, that's getting yourself healthy, you know, but you also got to think of your mental self-care as well, taking that moment to meditate or to go outside, walk in the grass barefoot, ground, you know, get out with your friends and laugh and have a good time. That is all
Mhm.
self-care. So that's definitely number one.
I
So
love
I
that.
know, Lisa, we are almost out of time here because you've got a client that's going to be waiting for you. So, do you have any final thoughts for our viewers today? God, we could go all day today.
I would go all day today. I'm like, I know you got stuff to do too. And you kicked your husband out of the house for this, which I appreciate. This has been like my word of advice lately, kind of like my mantra for clients or anything. If you are thinking about doing this, thinking about making a change, thinking about getting back on the bandwagon, leveling up, whatever it is, just do it. I'm not trying to steal Nike's slogan at all. Okay. Just start right now. Just do it right now. One little change every single day will eventually add up to a big change over time, but you have to take that first step. And I will tell you, and Tiffany will tell you, there will never be a right time to do this.
That's right. Never.
The planets are never going to align for you, my friend. You just got to do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me today. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for another Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine featured business spotlight with Lisa Peranzo. Everybody who's in SoCal, if you're in the San Diego area, please check out Lisa. To connect with Lisa, you can actually visit her on her link tree, which has been going down at the bottom of the page here. Everybody have an amazing day, and we'll check you out later on. Take care. Have a wonderful day.